Hey everybody, it's Free to Play Bus starting up expedition number 84. I think 83, 84. We're getting there. This is our second full expedition from the new Rising Tides expansion. Let's see here. One new champion, it's Fizz. We're going to jump in on this. Who's this Fizz? And Fishbones has to be some kind of Jinx composition. I'm real big on this Jagged Taskmaster. I wasn't sure if we'd ever get to see it. I talked about him a bit in my Fizz review. It's just such an incredibly statted unit, right? We're usually only getting about 6 stats of unit out of a 3 cost, and he's giving us 7. And then his plunder ability is incredibly powerful. Card 2, draw 2. This is fine. Just another kind of enabler for a Jinx if we're able to find one. I think my problem with Fizz is I don't really see him being a super aggressive champion, even though he is a 1-drop. I think this is just more of a champion that we're going to be trying to play later in the game, and then trying to get these Nexus strikes in to get Churn the Waters. I don't feel like this is really a build-around champion. I think this is more of just a supporting champion. But his flip is pretty good, and Churn the Water is also pretty good. Gives a unit vulnerable and makes this 5-1 overwhelm unit. So let's jump in on Fizz and see what we're able to get here. Okay, I'm always kind of interested in a Cataclysm. I do love playing the cats here. I'm also interested in this Maokai. We did get to draft Maokai in the last run, but it really just turned into an Elise deck. The thing though, I think this Tears from the Deep is a Nautilus deck, and so I'm not sure how deep we want to dive in on the Nautilus. And then over here with Zed, he's so combat centric, I don't think he's really going to mesh with Fizz. And so I'm kind of interested in this Cataclysm. Tarkaz doesn't really fit in any of the themes that we're trying to do though. But Heimer does want to see us play spells. Fizz wants to see us play spells. These two might have some pretty reasonable interactions with each other. The only thing that kind of makes me sad about these is Fizz makes a 4-cost spell. Churn the Waters is a 4. His flip is a 4. And Heimerdinger, we're really wanting 3s for the Elusive. Getting a 4 at Fearsome is fine, but 3 is really the key card that we're looking for here. But how much spells can we play with this? I have a feeling with this set that the toss half of Maokai is probably here, and then the Nautilus side, I don't know how much will actually show up. I can pull up the card pools, but I don't know what enough of the card names are to really know what's going on there. I was really wanting to take advantage of this Taskmaster and Fizz combo. So I wonder how we can pull that off. I mean, the Taskmaster technically does play well with Vile Feasts, but I don't think we're going to really see any more 1-drops here. We could just go with Discipline and see if we can't maybe look to build like a deck centered around like Kinku Wayfinder. Okay. I can get behind this. Let's take this Zed and see if we can't kind of do elusive things and maybe do some 1-drop things. See what comes up. So here, very good. That's all the value right here. These are both pretty big value cards. Here I'm leaning towards this pack. I just love me these Jeweled Protectors. It's just such a stat monster here. Getting 14 stats for 5 mana. And I'm really big on Scales of the Dragon. I'm wanting to try this guy out. I have a feeling that this card is just extremely good. Over here, these are okay. I'm kind of interested in trying out Sonic Wave as well, but I don't think we're going to really be able to do River Shaper themes in this deck. So I'm going to take the Protector and the Scales here. I'm curious what... This is supposed to be a Plunder deck? Okay. I can see that. Fishbones is Jinx's gun, right? That's why I'm thinking this is Jinx. I'm not really high on the League of Legends lore. So yeah, let's take these. I think these are both going to be fantastic cards. Okay. Always cool with picking up the Empyrean. Sown Seeds is just garbage though. Deep Meditation costs 2 less if you cast 2 spells in the last round to draw 2 other spells. I don't know how hard we're going to be able to pull this off. Um, it's kind of one of the few reasons I'd be interested in sown seeds. I don't think we can take this though. And these, we don't want anything to do with these built over cards. So this is kind of tough. Like, I really want this Empyrean, but our top end is already looking kind of okay. We do have at least some ways to cycle cards. Hang on. Play me to discard 2. Oh shit, this guy doesn't cycle. This dude just draws a shitload of cards every time he attacks. This dude seems like a monster. I did not... I thought this just looted 2. I didn't realize this drew cards every time it attacked. What a monster. Wow, that card seems incredible. Okay, I think I'm just going to take the Empyrean. The problem that I have here is that I don't think we're really going to be able to do, like, ever cast this Deep Meditation. I mean, we can cast it. It's just going to cost 4. I don't think we're ever going to value cast it. And we currently don't have any spells in our deck, and so this only draws spells. This doesn't draw units. So I think that's kind of sketchy, even though I would really like this Shadow Assassin. So we're just going to take the Empyrean and the Sown Seeds, even though the Sown Seeds is an F. Okay. We know what these cards are. This is a much better Empyrean pack. I'd much rather have Yusari than Sown Seeds. What are these other ones? This card is not playable. In Black Market, when you draw an enemy card, make it 1 cheaper. Plunder to draw 1. What's this cost? 2. It's hard to see with the overlay on top of it. That seems fairly weak. What are these? Deal 2 damage to an enemy unit. If this kills it, deal 4 to the enemy nexus. That seems fine. And I am kind of interested in these Jagged Butchers. I feel like this guy's going to be pretty decent, even if we aren't playing it on like turn 1 or turn 2. If, say, we're on, like, turn 4 of the game and we're just playing this for 1 mana as a 3/3, I think that's going to be pretty impressive. And this double up seems okay. It is pretty expensive, but, like, it's, it's a fast spell, which is decent. I think we just kind of have to look at this as like a decimate and not really look at it as a removal spell. It's probably fine. The thing with these Elusives decks, though, is they don't really have a lot of trouble closing out the game. But our curve is starting to get a little bit out of hand. I don't know, having 2 Empyreans is pretty powerful. There are a lot more Elusives in the set now, though. They added in a few in the new set. I think it's just too hard to pass up on the Empyrean. Okay, what do we got here? I think this guy's pretty meh. Start a round, give me 0/1 for each card you drew last round, then shuffle my stats. So can this thing just kill himself? Right? Does he ever just turn himself into a 3/0? I don't understand how this card works. I'll have to see somebody do it. Over here, I do like this Jaw Hunters. Just a pretty, big value unit. It's pretty comparable to the Demacia card, except these sea monsters seem pretty bonkers. There's a lot of bad elites to pull off of the Demacia card. Like, sometimes you just pull up like a Cythria of Cloudfield, or like the 1/4 for 2, and it just kind of sucks. All these sea monsters seem to be pretty big, even though it won't show them on here. Pick a card I do not like. But there is a Conspirator. We don't really need Ghost. We don't have any real combos with it. Interesting. We don't really have any of the recall cards. I was thinking, if we had like a let's say like Conspirator, like this card, I do think he's kind of a turd, but bouncing Pull Shark instead of bouncing, say, like a Inspired Mentor is much more powerful. Just to kind of get some kind of pseudo card advantage out of these Conspirators. I wish I understood what this card did. This just kills itself, right? Am I wrong with that? Or shuffle its stats mean it distributes them across attack and health. So if say we play him, and then the next turn he's going to get plus 0/1 because we drew 1 card, and then he would either be like a 0/4, a 1/3, a 2/2, 3-1 or 4-0. I think that's how this guy works. Do we even have any ways to draw cards? I don't think so. Oh, just the gambler. Interesting. Interesting. I think I'm just going to take this conspirator. I really don't want the ghost, but the conspirator just feels like it's the best card for our deck here. I think in a vacuum, the Jaw Hunters is the best card here, but I think I just need to really kind of focus more on these elusives. I mean, and we do have 2 Jeweled Protectors, so that plays extremely well with the elusives. Let's see, what are these new ones? Pocket Aces I'm not huge on. At least the thing to note with Pocket Aces is this ability is permanent, and that could be kind of relevant in our Elusives deck here. We don't have a whole lot of the elusive thing going on though. Summon a Powder Keg or a random 1-cost ally for any faction. That's an or. We don't really have any way to take advantage of Powder Kegs, so I think we could ignore this pack. We don't have enough recalls or stuns to make this good, so the Blade Scout's a passable unit, and the Spirit's Refuge is a great trick, so I think we're kind of stuck with this one. Okay. I think I'm interested in this stuff. We definitely have the top end of the elusives, we just don't have the cheaper ones. So let's see. I am interested in seeing how Sonic Wave plays out. It doesn't seem ultra exciting here, but it can be good. You know, I still think even, you know, we have Zed. If we're building around Zed and giving Zed Challenger, that seems pretty nice. We don't have to play both of these in the same turn, even though that's what we're trying to do. And I'm just really wanting this Hatchling as well. See if we can't kind of backfill our deck into being good. Okay. We don't even know what these cards are. What's this? I'm interested in this guy. I think this guy's going to be very good. It's just whether or not he has a place in Ionia. I think these big double attack monsters are pretty scary. But we have too much top end as it is between our 2 Empyreans and this Hatchling, so I'm really not looking to pick up 6 drops here. I think I'm kind of okay with these. We should be able to, you know, plunder our pilfered goods between these elusives that we have. And I'm not too excited about Pool Shark, but I think we might be able to take advantage of it if we can keep our curve low. I just don't really want this Shadow Shift. Spirit's Refuge is pretty good though. I would be okay with a second Spirit's Refuge. What do we even have that we'd like to Shadow Shift? We have like a Blade Scout. And this thing's gonna combo with our Blade Scouts. I think we can take this. I'm not really excited about it, but I'm kind of skeptical of these being good in our deck. Garbage. I would like this Rush, but this Jailbreak just seems like complete trash. What are these? Draw 2 is fine. Oh man, I'm very interested in having this Brash Gambler. So let's pick up the Salvage pack. That card just has to be good, right? I can't be like completely wrong about that guy. I'm not huge on Retreat, although it seems okay. We don't really have any of the combos for this. I mean, I think we're okay. We have our 2 Spirits Refuges. We can kind of skip on this. I think this Will of Ionia is just going to be more important to pick up. And it comes with a passable 2-drop. This guy's fine if we recall 1 unit. These are not things we're looking for. Okay, I am pretty interested in this Kinku Lifeblade though. We do have the 2 Jeweled Protectors to go along with it, because our early game is pretty bad, and that will help us come back in the game. Give us a chance to try out this Retreat as well. I don't want this Highwayman, although I would like more Will of Ionias. And I think 2 Brash Gamblers is probably a good number. This guy here does have Elusive, and I'm pretty sure like this guy is an incredible unit. I'm just really afraid of our curve getting too high at this point. Like these are all pretty similar units. Our curve is getting pretty big. Yeah, we already have a lot of 4-drops. I think we just have to take these cheap. This isn't cheap, Kinku Lifeblade, but it does what our deck needs us to do. We are kind of lacking in, you know, value generation, but we have 2 Brash Gamblers. That should be enough. Yeah, I think I've talked myself out of wanting this pack and just taking the Lifeblade. Okay, here's another one of these guys. I think we'll be okay with these 3 spirits refuges and our kind of lifesteal ways. I think we'll definitely be able to get up to the Empyrean and the Hatchling here. I would just like some cheaper units in our deck. Okay, this looks great. The scales and a will. The thing that really interests me with these scales is we can just not play anything until... We can't play a 1-drop, right? We can play, you know, Fizz or Blade Scout or whatever, and then just make this guy a 4/5 on 3 if need be. This hunter is extremely powerful. These double troubles do combo with our our 4/3 guy. What's he called? That epic. Jagged Taskmaster. Could have been taking all those, but no, I think I want this Will of Ionia with the scales. Greenglade Elder is reasonable in this deck. We do have a lot of... we are kind of top heavier than a typical Elusives deck, but I think we just want to go with the scales. Okay. Which one are you? Just big Elusive? I can get behind that. I don't really want any more Spirits Refuges. We have 3. That's enough. I don't want the Ghost in our deck, so this would be a decent pickup here. And Retreat, I kind of want to try out. We don't really need Inspiring Mentors. So not real stoked to be raising our curve a little bit, but we aren't really going to be playing Ghost anyways. Okay, this hand seems reasonable. We can. I don't think we're really in a spot to be trying to just mulligan for Zeds. I think keeping Will of Ionia here might be a little aggressive. I think we probably want a better unit in place of this. And Sonic Wave seems fine here. We should be able to get a lot of value out of this Blade Scout.
They'll never see me coming.
This guy's certainly going to activate. How dope would that have been if we had our Taskmaster up? Okay, if he wants to hook our Conspirator and leave us with Snow Hair, I think I'm okay with this. Okay. I don't want to play this just yet. Want to get that sweet plunder value. That's fine. I don't think this is a time where we're super interested in trying to deal with this Braum. So let's just get this online.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Then we can bank this 2 spell mana. I think I'm more interested in Jeweled Protectoring of this Yasari.
Never lost a fair game, or played one.
To all enemies and the enemy nexus. Okay.
I'm a people person.
So, I mean, the other thing we can consider is to just hook in as Twisted Fate. I just don't think this is ever going to flip. Like, now that he's in play, I don't think I'm particularly worried about it. But the other thing we can do is we can... what if we... how interested are we in playing this? Our hand is very high quality right now, and I just don't think we need to get this on board. But this is kind of an awkward set to where we'd like to deal with his Braum. Let's get Yusari online. Just see if we can't just hook in his Twisted Fate. We aren't in a really big hurry here.
Eyes
not the worst zone seeds.
I'll find that narwhal yet.
Okay, do we just want to make a monster Empyrean here? Can we kill him next turn? He's gonna try to hook and kill this narwhal, but that would give us 4, 10. That's 14, 17. Okay.
Harpoon him!
Oh, no, I math that wrong, didn't I? That was not good not good mathematics today. 9 and 4 is 13. I double added something in there. But I think this is still fine. He's going to have serious issues dealing with our elusives here.
We're gonna be rich, boys!
Okay, that's moderately annoying. He is pretty close to going deep with this, which can be scary. That'd take this up to a 6/6, so if he spends a bunch of mana to make this deep, we can at least, come in on it with a Sonic Wave.
Fear that this one's mine.
Real shitty way to do 2 damage.
So close.
Okay, this all seems fine.
Let's show our friends the door. Have you met my
Sure.
shield?
Like, I don't think we even care about trying to kill his Braum. Those are easy. Those are easy blocks. This is fine still.
Want to see these moves up close?
This doesn't have Overwhelm, so it's not too scary at this moment. So let's boost our Blade Scout, and then also want to get Scales online.
Be rich, boys!
Take a stance and hold it.
And we're repping lethal with this alone. This is our good turn to Sonic Wave this thing down. We'll play Blade Scout, Sonic Wave this thing, and then our Empyrean should be able to get in unimpeded.
Quietly.
We can technically Dragon's Protection something, I just don't feel like that's ultra necessary. What's this do? Obliterate an enemy with less health than me. Okay. No, so I should have spent this. Couldn't. I wanted to Sonic Wave this thing. That's okay. I think we're fine. I want to attack with this other stuff. Not really. I kind of... Well, we can't really keep his turds on board anymore, but those attacks don't look that great. Okay, good deal. So I don't think we're really, like, diving in real heavily on either of these champions. I think we're okay with just taking whichever pile looks best, although I am going to be leaning towards taking Zeds. What are these cards? These cards sound like garbage. I would be interested in Jagged Butcher, but I mean, we can do things with Crackshort Corsair. These are all 1-drops, which is pretty interesting with our guy. I don't really want more Jeweled Protectors, but I'm okay with more Jeweled Protectors. And these Blade Scouts still play pretty well in our deck. So, yeah, I think I'm still just going to take this Zed stack. Two Conspirators to bounce with. Okay. I think this is okay. Okay, we can get rid of the Gambler. I just don't think Sonic Wave is really an early game card, so I'm cool with getting rid of this as well. We're going to be getting this Fizz online, and if he dies, I just don't really care about it. I think we're really just looking for Fizz to be something to return Conspirator with. Sure. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna be sowing. We can wait until next turn to do it in case we draw another unit. But that's really the only play we have access to here.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Get more removals? Come on, friend. Okay. It's an interesting. I'm kind of wanting to just Jeweled Protector up our Zed, which I think is the route we're going to be taking here. We can just play the Taskmaster. See if we can't get reasonable blocks. Okay, he just opened on us. Can just save the spell mana if we want. I think this is okay. The only reason I wouldn't like this is if we're kind of awkward in our mana. Like when we're banking like this, we want to kind of be spending all of our mana every single turn. I'm not 100% sure if we'll be able to do that. Yeah, I think we're really wanting to Jeweled Protector this Zed. I think this combination only has damage-based removals, and I don't think they're really going to be able to deal with Monster Zed. Can, you know, like Thermogenic Beam it out of Piltover, but I haven't seen anything in Ionia or in Bilgewater that really does damage outside of like 1 damages and 2 damages.
Deal me in.
Okay.
All that glitters.
Sure. Doesn't this track how many cards he's seen? Oh, there's the 1 of 8. Okay. Oh man, are we just gonna go go Monster Zed? Can certainly do a bunch of blocking on it, but
Don't know much, do you?
I think we kind of need to spread that out. Summon a powder keg. Okay. what a monster True Shot Barrage. He's able to just 6 to face. We can Will of Ionia this though, right? Okay, so I mean we're gonna get hit here. There's no denying that. I'm okay with losing one of these to this. I need to save the other one to Conspirator back. Oh, he's just hitting for 4. That has to be okay. We're getting too much virtual card advantage out of these to not block here.
Looking for a daring escape.
Okay.
Be pleased. Do not fear the shrouded path.
Really need like a one of these lifesteal cards. Whatever barrier lifesteal would be huge here. Sure. Okay.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Okay, well, let's see if we can protect our Zed. Do we need to do this? It seems like it might be a lost cause here. We can shadow shift him if we need to. So let's do this. Let's get this guy online first. I feel like we're gonna lose our Zed, and I'm gonna want to shadow shift it and then spend this Jeweled Protector on the Zed that we return to our hand. We can still play this.
Tenacity through trial.
Harpoon him! One with the shadow destiny awaits.
Do we ever just want to let this trade happen? Sure. So we need to block stuff. We have to preserve our health here.
Stand firm.
Oh, I guess we're not shadow shifting Zed. Oops. That was an oopsies. I think we're still okay though. Six, 12, 14. That's how you do it, boys. Okay. I don't see any reason to play Dragon's Protection. If he has a card that can stop this in combat, he can just stop it whenever we play the spell. Okay. Let's see. I'm okay with this trade. I would really like to pick up some Greenglade duos, but I kind of want to hang on to these conspirators. We do have a lot of good, a lot of good recall targets. My problem with double up here is that we just have so many expensive cards, like the Hatchling and the Empyrean. We're really wanting double up in like a Noxus deck that's kind of, you know, the decimate play, or like this kind of plays like a Shunpo or something. Our deck doesn't have a lot of trouble just like closing out the games through combat. But we don't have any combos with the duo. I don't think I really want to make any of these trades. We can still get use out of this Shadow Shift. We have a lot of kind of slow value we can get with Shadow Shift, even though I'm not a huge fan of it. This is fine. We can ignore Toss, and this is just kind of like an awkward divination. I think this is fine to skip. Let's see, we certainly need some cheaper stuff than these, so we can get rid of everything here. There is the cheaper stuff. First time an ally dies, give me 2/2. Sure. Will you ever just take this trade? I wonder if he'll just pass on me. Okay. Good deal. I was really wanting to get this conspirator down.
Act natural. I got you. Walk softly, strike quickly.
Okay, that's kind of awkward for us. Not sure how we're currently planning on interacting with this. Taking 2 damage is fine. Let's just bank the spell mana. Because the thing we'll run into, right, is we're gonna get in combat, we'll block one of these, and then the other one will immediately be boosted. Which poses a problem. This is okay for the moment. Let's get our Blade Scouts in. I don't see any reason to play Fizz here. Then we're just gonna start dropping big monsters on the board.
They picked the wrong row.
Sure.
Quietly no.
Okay. Certainly not the end of the world. Okay, that's our way back in the game. I think we just take this damage again. We can't block either of these. We're not really worried about these things right now. These are going to make good blockers. The question starts to come is like, how all in do we need to go on this life blade? And I think 5 life is probably okay. Can Sonic Wave stuff now, but I think we'll prefer to wait on something a little higher value than what he has on board. I think we're just going to play this here, we'll play a Protector next turn, and then we'll just try to kill him with Elusives the following turn. This is not a deck to take full advantage of Fizz. Still think this guy's good, this guy's just not good in our deck. I think that's the problem that he has here. Alright, so we probably need to block something at this point. I think I'm okay with this. The thing that gets awkward with these blocks is it turns these things into 3/3s. So we have to see like at what point are we actually gaining anything from these attacks. I think I'm okay with blocking with this somewhere. I kind of want to put it in front of a Fearsome. So I think we can... What if we do this? It leaves us at 13. I think this is okay. He's going to have 2 3/3s at the end of this. We'll still have our 2 big boys. Who do we want to boost? This guy represents more damage, right? Because we should technically have 2 elusives, and even if something goes wrong, then he'll make our jewel protectors bigger. I think we should probably go ahead and get Fizz online as well. He's going, or no, he can't attack next turn, right? We'll just, yeah, we'll have 8 mana. We can play both. We can get Fizz down and then hatchling it. Okay, okay, I'm okay with this. Alright, nothing we can do about that.
I'm Fizz!
Sure. Okay, I think we're good here. Let me give something challenger.
Give me the stuff. Stuff make happy.
Pretty sure we don't care about that.
Walk softly, strike quickly.
Does this stun an enemy? Shuffle that unit into the enemy deck if there's a Nautilus. Sure. Alright, good game plan. Okay, let's see. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, that's what we're looking for. That's nice. Whatever, at least these Fizz cards. Don't really want this thing. When someone create a random 1-cost unit from any faction and Granite Scout. This guy seems fine. But yeah, we want the Zed and the duos. It's just everything our deck's looking for here. Okay. Here come the spiders. Okay. I don't really like keeping conspirators. We don't even really have any combos with it. We just have 3 units we can bounce, so he's safe to get rid of. It is our only combo with the Blade Twirler. I think it's okay. We can get rid of these. We need to keep something against a Noxus deck, though. Yes, awkward start. Sure.
Come closer.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to Elise. She's going to be a problem.
You won't suffer long.
We'll just take it. I'm not really interested in activating this thing yet. But this hand is awkward. Let's at least get our conspirator going.
I'll take it from here.
He's able to flip his Elise. This is going to be extremely bad for us. Like if he has a house spider, we're going to have a lot of problems here. But if we can get past his next turn, when we can start playing our big cards, might be okay. But this is a pretty tough spot that we're in here. Our hand is just too top heavy. This was kind of my worry with drafting, you know, the Hatchling Double Empyrean deck.
If only those suitors were as lovely as you. Weak-willed fool.
Oh no, oh no. Okay, sure. This is bad. The number of plays we have is 0. But I think we'll be okay to just play this gambler. We can discard 2 cards. I don't really care about shadow shifting this back.
Worth it.
So we want this. I'm okay with getting rid of one of these bigs, and I think I want to get rid of this shadow shift. I think we might have another opportunity to play this Blade Twirler. Getting rid of shadow shift. Or would we rather keep the Empyrean? Because we don't really have any elusives on board at the current moment. I think that's fine. But we are going to be trying to play random cards with this. We aren't really worried about trying to get damage in here. That's fine. We can't do a whole lot about that. That's actually a touch of a problem. Okay, so let's at least boost the Blade Twirler. I think we're going to be getting this online, and we just have to pass on attacking here. But next turn we can, Will of Ionia and Spirit's Refuge. May be enough to pull us back into this. Sure.
Can't say it wasn't worth it.
So we're gonna be. He's gonna get in one of these attacks to where he hooks our units way down to the right. But then I think we'll be able to come out of this, right? Because we're gonna take 3, 4. It's gonna be too much damage. Shit. 3, 7, 9. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. Good game too early, friend. Oh god, that rustles my jimmies. I really wish we could have came back out of this one. We're so close to being able to just come right back. But that draw is just a little bit too awkward to deal with that. Okay. Definitely want to keep our life blade. I think I'm okay with getting rid of this retreat. We just don't really have any combos with it. Right, this recalls an ally for 2, then you can play an ally that costs 3 or less for 1. And so, the thing you can do with it is, we can say, like, return a Jeweled Protector and then play random 3-drop. But I think I want more combos than I have with this. This will just at least pick us up another unit to get our aggression in with. Okay. Sunseed hand, or Sunseeds, we're mulliganing Sunseeds. I think I want to keep the scales. We can keep the Conspirator, but it's awkward. Like, we only have 4 draws at units we can play. I think we have to get rid of it. We're good to keep this scales, though. We shouldn't be really getting out aggroed by this Demacia deck here.
Take a look at this.
We can technically bank all of our spell mana and just play this big, but I don't think that's really necessary here.
Time to get my hands dirty.
I'd rather just get this Conspirator going.
Just act natural. I got you.
What you got, friend? Nothing, apparently. Callista Lux, okay. That seems like an odd combination. That's the kind of thing I call competing themes, as to where, you know, Callista is usually a combat heavy, wanting to see my units die kind of deck, and Lux is kind of a durdle around and play a bunch of spells deck. The two themes don't really play together too well.
Nothing to worry about.
Although
if you have nothing to hide.
it's not unreasonable to just, you know, have Callista in as just a card. Just, you know, an efficient 3-drop in your deck, and then you're just building around 3 Luxes. Okay. So I think we want to get this Gambler online next turn. Well, interesting. He can play like a 6-cost spell here. If we get hit with like back-to-back, this is pretty brutal. I'm also okay with just banking 3 spell mana, so let's play 1 Blade Scout and see what he does. I mean, I'm pretty okay with just like discarding Blade Scout, like Dragon's Protection or something. Kind of tempted to just want to Dragon's Protection this, but this doesn't function like super well in our deck. It seems like a pretty low value attack. He's just going to get a big spell out of it.
Root out magic.
At its source.
Okay. So yeah, I think we're just going to have to try to take this over with Elusives. We can play Brash Gambler, maybe discard our 2 cheap units and then start trying to draw cards next turn, but we're not really short on value is kind of a problem with this. Like, I'd rather be seeing this in like that like 1-drop deck. What the Fishbones deck, what I think we're supposed to be doing with this is you know, kind of doing Jinx things with this unit. This is kind of our pseudo Jinx number 2.
Ooh, fresh soil.
We can. I mean, Jewel Protector seems fine. Okay with if he hooks it. He's likely just going to be trying to hook our Conspirator and Scales. But do we want to actually Dragon's Protection our Conspirator? I don't think so. That's close. Maybe we should. I feel better about this. We can still play the Jeweled Protector after. He's not highly likely to block anything. Like, he can maybe get a block on this Investigator, but I think protecting this might be a little bit more important. We'll block this thing if he attacks. And these 1/1s are getting in 100% of the time.
To magic. You call that sneaky?
This is like, are we close enough to killing him with Elusives if we go on this Blade Scout plan? Right? Like, looking at 4, 7, 8, 9 to taking down to 5, but then we still have to come up with that 3 damage for our next attack. Or do we just want to go on the value plan with this Gambler? I think we just want to go on the value plan. Just the awkward thing with this is this is kind of like the thing where we really want to be playing this on his turn, so that we can attack and get the spell manas out of it. Or the free cards. We made a pretty big investment in this. I think I'm okay with just waiting another round.
They'll never see me coming.
Because by that point we should be able to protect it with this. We should be able to like discard this Blade Twirler plus anything else. Do we want to hang on to this just in case? Probably.
Closing in on the mark.
Sure. Okay. Alright, that seems fine. I think I'm getting happier and happier that we're kind of switching to the slow plan here, discarding these and just playing for value. It is tough to play for value against a Lux deck, but I think we're kind of okay with this.
Everyone's a god. Contain magic. They grow up so fast.
I think I'm okay with playing a Spirit's Refuge here, because we're not going to play any of these cards in the next turn. So protect our unit and pad our life total a little bit. Maybe we should have saved it for this, but he's not going to kill this with damage. He's going to hit this with a Detain or with a Vengeance. There is the new card that makes 2 of your units strike one unit, but I don't think he'll have enough power to try to take this down.
Win big or die trying.
Just sitting on that 7 mana, here comes the Vengeance. Yep.
I'm out.
Okay. That was a nice little 3.5 for 1 that he got there. Turned on his Detain unit as well. This is not good. I'm okay with that though. Like maybe we should have boosted a Blade Scout, but it wouldn't have turned out to be super relevant here. We would not have been really contesting his life total. Now, okay. Do we want to give him the spell? Probably not. Let's just pass. We're still in it. I mean, we still have these monster elusives that we can get, but this is looking a little rough. But right, I'm okay with how that panned out with that unit getting Vengeance. Like the Navori Blade Scout and the whatever he is, Blade Twirler, were not really going to affect this board. 2 random Poros, double Poros next, sure. Oh, this doesn't even cast the Poro Snacks? God, I thought that card was garbage. And it is... It is more than garbage. Man, I can't believe that. I thought that thing actually just cast these. Wow, wow.
Step lightly.
And he can hit some of the bigger Poros with this, but I'm guessing he didn't.
Strike for the balance.
Alright, let's run this down real slow. I have not... If all this guy felt like the need to do was to play like the giant Poro Snacks card, like this has to be incredibly bad for us. I mean, he has... These 2 are Poros, but then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 real cards in his hand. We're gonna have some real issues playing our way through all of that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine that when you're at 15 health, you have this giant handful of cards, and you're willing to spend a vengeance on a 2/2, you're probably pretty set.
Track them down.
Come, this way.
I think I'm okay to just take this here. Well, actually, let's go ahead and do this. Like, it can never like contest any combats in the future if we don't go ahead and do this. Like maybe we should have saved it for the Empyrean, but the same thing still applies as with our big unit, right? As to where if he was going to have a way to kill the Empyrean, it's not going to be with damage. He's going to have a detain or a vengeance. But we at least have some sort of pseudo protection for our Empyrean. If he's just going to play vengeances on it, then we can at least still return it to our hand. Sure. It's a good one to pick up. It's a lot of value out of this thing.
Stay safe, milady. Mages are everywhere.
Oh, don't you worry about me.
Alright, we can let that go. I kind of feel, I don't know, it's like if he has a burst spell, then he's going to get the thing. There's not a whole lot of burst spells that he can have here. No, I think we're going to be going all in here. 'Cause I really want to Will of Ionia our Empyrean and then give it a boost and then play it next turn and attack. Because I feel like if he had an answer to our Empyrean, he would have played it last turn. Can we do all this? What's this, 13? Yeah. Are there punishes for this? We go to 1. Can't eat a final spark. We need a lot to go right here, but I don't think we can let this go. Okay, he didn't have the spell, so we could still win.
History will judge you.
Oh shit! I forgot I had this guy. I completely forgot that it was there. So let's make him play a card, and then we can try to Will of Ionia our Empyrean back and still be on that same game plan.
The sun is shining. We should too.
Ugh. Fuck. So how do we do this now? Hitting this in combat isn't good enough. We're just gonna have to draw another elusive. Okay. God, he hit good on that. That's what I get for talking shit about that Poro card. Alright. We don't want to attack here because that lets him play more units that can get in for attacks. We need to be able to block these next turn. Damn, he hit the, oh god, and a Radiant. He hit the value generator and he hit the elusive. We could beat it if he didn't have the elusive. It's too bad. It's so surprising we're still in this game against somebody with so many cards in their hand. Set, what the fuck is this? Set all allies' power and health to the number of spells, so everything's an 8/8. Okay, I guess we're dead. Damn. We're pretty close to pulling this one back. It's too bad.
Formation.
It's too bad. So I talked a lot of shit about Teemo, and I started getting blasted by Teemos until I figured it out. It's just the YouTube recording luck is all it is. We should have won that one 100% of the time, right? Come on, okay. What's this LOR Guardian thing would come up? There it is. Okay, cool. So yeah, this deck was pretty awkward. I don't really recommend this. I knew like what I was getting into with Fizz, that he was not really going to be an aggressive champion. He was just going to be kind of mid-rangey. But we didn't even have enough spells to activate him, and so that was kind of problem one. We wanted to try out Fizz. He's not a real great combo to go with Discipline Zed. So lesson learned number one. Number two kind of thing was we had these brash gamblers. I see where this deck is supposed to be, to where we have these brash gamblers. We actually had the activator and jagged taskmaster, and then you're supposed to be playing all those like 1-cost generator spells. There's the 1 cost that makes 1, the 2 cost that makes 2, and then I imagine that we're supposed to be playing our hand out really quickly, and then using brash gambler as kind of like a jinx effect to refill. That's kind of what the Fishbones deck looks to be doing, and it just doesn't seem like it pairs too well with Discipline Zed. Discipline Zed being a sort of Elusives deck based around hand buffing with Jeweled Protector and like the +1/+1 to your hand mentor and Sown Seeds and cards like this. And so we were mostly on the Discipline Zed side, hoping to get a little bit of value out of these Piltover cards, but that didn't quite come together. The Brash Gambler was just not quite good enough in our deck. And this combo, now I see more what this Fishbones deck is supposed to be doing. We have a better idea of how that's going. And so I don't recommend this combination together. Maybe if you find the Kinku Wayfinders to pair with, what's his name? This thing. If you find the Kinku Wayfinders to pair with this, that might be fine. But then you're still just going to be in a super heavy discipline deck, and we're not really looking to be in this Fishbones theme, because so much of our deck is going to be dedicated to discipline. Well, we're in discipline. If you're in full Fishbones, that doesn't apply. But if you're in this kind of Kinku Wayfinder idea, if you're trying to use Jagged Taskmaster and Professor Von Yip, it's just not going to be easy to fit your Inspires or your Allegiances, I guess. And so, I don't know. Not real stoked about how this deck came together. I prefer my Elusives decks to be a little bit more aggressive. We kind of had like the shell to be okay with this kind of more control decky theme between, we have the good top end of the Empyreans and the Hatchlings. We have the Protectors to make our units good. We have the Spirit's Refuges and the 1 Kinku Lifeblade to get to that point. We just had a little bit of trouble getting to that point. Our early game was just not very good. But all in all, fun run. We're still learning quite a bit here at the beginning of the Rising Tide, so I hope you learned a little bit here along with me as well. This is Free to Play Bust, and I thank you for being here.